Good morning, everyone. It's 10 o'clock in the morning today is Thursday, March 21st, 2024. We are here for a scheduled pre-hearing conference in proceeding number 23AL-0486T. Before I call the case, I just want to make sure people are here and ready to go. Can everyone hear me?
Good morning, Judge. I'm ready.
Yes, we can hear you, Judge.
Okay. Thanks so much. I would ask if you could do me a favor and turn your cameras on. It's just easier for me to interact and know who's here if your cameras are on. So I appreciate that very much. I know in some instances people prefer them off, but not me. I like it on. All right. If our court reporter is ready to proceed, I'm going to go ahead and call the proceeding. I'm going to call PUC proceeding number 23AL-0486T. This is the advice letter prepared by Qwest CenturyLink. Today is Thursday, March 21st, 2024. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, and we are here for a pre-hearing conference. All right, if I could first have appearances. Why don't we start with the applicant Qwest. You could go ahead and enter your appearances, please.
Hello. Good morning. Richard Corbetta. I'm appearing on behalf of applicant CenturyLink, and I have Tim Kunkelman from the company with me as well.
Thank you so much, Mr. Corbetta. All right. Who is here on behalf of the commission?
Good morning, Your Honor. Justin Cox with the Colorado Attorney General's Office. Also have with us Josh Horman with the Colorado Attorney General's Office on behalf of trial staff. We also have with us Jennifer Kirkland from staff.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cox. All right. Mr. Benkert, do you want to go ahead and enter your appearance, please?
Yes, Joseph Benkert on behalf of the Boulder Regional Emergency Telephone Service Authority.
Thank you so much. And I think I saw Ms. Jokerst. Am I saying that right? Amanda Jokerst, are you here on behalf of somebody? I can see her name. Maybe she stepped away.
Here. I'm here. Oh, there I am. I am so sorry. I was trying for forever to get my camera on. My apologies, Your Honor. Yes, I am here. I was trying to find the chat to let you guys know for whatever reason I was not able to unmute myself. I thought maybe if someone else had accidentally muted me on your end. I do apologize. I'm here on behalf of the AAJ Authority, so the Adams County E911 Emergency Telephone Service Authority, the Arapahoe County 911 Authority, and the Jefferson County Emergency Communications Authority.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Jokers, and no worries about the glitches. They happen to all of us at the most inopportune times. A quick question, is anybody here on behalf of LETA, the Larimer Emergency Telephone Authority, or what's the other one? The Colorado Council of Authorities? I didn't see any other names in my screen. If I'm missing anybody, please let me know. Okay, it looks like we don't have anybody on the call at the hearing for either LETA, which is the Larimer Emergency Telephone Authority, or CCOA, the Colorado Council of Authorities. But this pre-hearing conference was set by orders issued on February 28th, 2024, decision number R230847-I. So we're going to go ahead and proceed with the pre-hearing conference since everybody else is here. My intention today is to go ahead and get this matter scheduled for an evidentiary hearing and set a procedural schedule. Before we get into that, I guess I'd like to know if there are any other issues that you'd like me to address before we get to the schedule. Okay, it looks like Mr. Corbetta, is there anything you wanted to get to before we go ahead and try and schedule this?
There is not. I
Okay.
do have a schedule to propose based on communications with the parties
Wonderful.
when you are ready.
Okay, no, great, go ahead.
And again, this has been the parties have been very collaborative in trying to come up with a schedule, and we understand this is subject to your honor's schedule and approval. So we understand that, but
Absolutely.
what we are thinking, based on communications that we've had the last couple of weeks, and sort of I'll just kind of go through the dates working forward. Initial direct testimony on April 19th, intervener
Okay.
testimony on May 20th.
Wait, you said direct testimony April 19th.
Correct.
Okay, answer testimony when?
May 20th.
May 20th, okay.
Rebuttal cross answer testimony on June 3rd.
June 3rd, okay.
Corrected testimony on June 7th.
Corrected testimony. June 7th, you said?
Correct.
Is that enough time after the rebuttal, since the rebuttal's due June 3rd?
Well, the thinking is one, we want to move this along pretty quickly. And
Okay.
I think also, and I'll speak from, we have discussed this and no one has objected to this, but I mean, I think the assumption is that the corrected testimony would be minor, if any.
Okay. And it's perfectly fine with me. I just want to make sure you had considered that. Okay, go ahead.
And then pre-hearing motions,
Mm-hmm.
June 11th.
June 11th, okay.
Settlement motion or settlement stipulation motion documentation also on June 11th.
Okay.
And then this is all of that, I understand, Your Honor, will be doing while you are not involved. We are proposing so that I'm sure that doesn't that those dates don't affect you too much, but the hearing date does affect you. And what we're proposing is a hearing the week of June 17th, if Your Honor's schedule is available.
I'm actually not sure about that. Let me see. Oh, shoot. Just screwed up on me. Let me get to June. I think I may be out of town those 2 weeks. We kind of have a tentative vacation planned. Would the parties be okay with the week of July 8th? Oh, and Mr. Branson just noted that June. Yeah, there's a holiday in that week too. Juneteenth falls right in the middle of that week, which is now a state and federal holiday. So when you're talking about the week of June 17th. So would the week of July 8th be too late, or would that work?
Well, let me on the general question, would that be too late? I think given the calendar that we're working from, it would not. We were looking at the schedule that given the November 20th to kind of ultimate deadline, and I think you noted a hearing in August at the latest. So I think that would fit. What we were attempting to do is find dates that would accommodate everyone. And,
yeah, no, I fully appreciate that. It's possible we'll be gone. It's not for sure. So I'm a little hesitant to do that just yet, but.
Well, your schedule isn't as important as anyone here. So do not hesitate to,
Yeah, but in all honesty, dealing with trying to schedule a vacation with my family is like, herding cats. So
understood.
The date's been out there, but I'm sure now that we'll change it. They'll be like, oh, let's go the week of July 8th. That's how it always goes. But
well, I will look to Mr. Kunkelman, but to confirm or state otherwise. But July 8th, the week of July 8th is acceptable to the CenturyLink.
Okay. Mr. Kunkelman, does that work for you? That time frame, like July 8th? And first of all, let me ask before we do that, how many dates are you thinking? Are you thinking 1 day, 2, 3?
We thought scheduling 2 with the hope of getting it done in 1.
And okay, one other question before I take a survey of everyone. Are you thinking about an in-person, a fully remote, or a hybrid type?
Well, on behalf of the applicant, we would prefer in-person.
In-person, okay. All
But
right.
but we haven't discussed that. I don't want to speak for everyone else. That is our preference.
Okay. If and I will tell you honestly, if others express a preference for remote, my default is usually do a hybrid, and then if people want to be there in person, some can, and if people want to be remote, they can do that too.
Yep.
Okay. Mr. Kunkelman, what do you think about July 8th and 9th?
Thank you, Your Honor. It looks to be all right. I'm still finalizing some internal things, but as it looks right now, it'd be fine.
Okay.
Your Honor, Joseph Benkert here.
Yes, Mr. Bankert.
I am out of the country
Oh,
most of July.
most of July. All right.
And part of the problem is we're not sure about flights yet because we're going to remote areas and
Sure. Well, that won't work then. All right. I feel like you've worked so hard to come up with a date that works for all of you. The June 17th, week of June 17th. So how about we do it? Let me go back and let's just schedule it for June 17th and 18th. And, if my schedule changes, I'll let you know. Like I said, it's in flux, and I think I can tell my family that, sorry, you were too late. So rather than try and find out if Mr. Benker, if you're gone most of July, I don't want to make this super difficult for anyone. So let's just go with June 17th and 18th, which works for all the parties. Mr. Branson, would you chime in for a minute? Does that work for you?
I do not see any conflicts.
Okay, let's plan on that. And for a 2-day hearing, June 17th and 18th. And we'll just hope for the best, as I think it'll be okay. Before I move to everybody's preference about the format, I also wanted to ask, we usually do a cross-examination matrix that's due about a week or two prior to the hearing. Can we add one of those that so that I have an idea of how long you plan on doing cross? We could do that for June 12th, which would be the day after the settlement deadline. Does that work for everyone? Just give me an idea of who you plan on calling, how long those witnesses are going to be, give me an idea of the exhibits so that I can plan accordingly. So let's do that for June 12th. Okay. Next question. Mr. Cox, Mr. Horman, and Ms. Kirkland, what is your opinion about in-person versus remote versus hybrid? Do you have a preference?
We don't have a strong preference, Your Honor. We can accommodate whatever the other parties decide.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Cox, for being so flexible. Mr. Benkert, do you have a preference?
prefer in person.
Okay.
I would also add that we initially had looked at August for dates because of my being out of town, and thought it'd be better to move up, but it creates a conflict with you. I do believe winds up creating one. I do believe we have time to do a hearing in August and still meet the deadlines.
Okay, I appreciate that very much, Mr. Banker. I think I could make the June 17th, 18th work. We'll just leave a few days later than we thought about. But we have zero planned. So this is all theoretical vacation at this point. So no, don't worry about me. Okay, finally, Ms. Jokers, do you have a preference for in-person or remote or anything? It sounds like most are leaning towards in-person. Are you in agreement with that?
I would be fine in person, but I think it would be nice to have the remote option, so a hybrid option, and partially for potential client attendance too might be a little easier that way.
Okay, no, I completely understand. We have found that having that option available is helpful to many. It reduces costs, it reduces travel time, and it's hard to get some witnesses there. So let's go, unless somebody has a strong objection, I'm going to schedule a hybrid hearing, which will allow anyone who wants to be there in person to do so, but would give the option to have people appear remotely, either counsel or witnesses, in order to save funds and time and effort. Does that sound acceptable to everybody? Mr. Corbetta?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Cox, is that acceptable, 2-day hybrid hearing?
Yes.
And Mr. Benkert, you're okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we'll do a 2-day hybrid hearing on June 17th and 18th, which looks like it's good on the commission's calendar. So that shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Wonderful. I want to thank you all for really coming up with that schedule and really working towards that. That makes my job and makes this whole process so much easier and more efficient. So thank you all very, very much.
Thank you. One thing I will say for the record, I don't think Ms. Oldmeyer is here, it looks like, but she
No.
was involved in the communications, and she did indicate by email that the schedule was acceptable.
Okay, so maybe she just figured the rest of you could handle it, and she, which is fine. If she's already agreed to it, I'm not going to be too concerned. But thank you for letting me know that she was involved in the discussions regarding the dates and the schedule prior to the hearing. All right. Anything else we need to address? I didn't have anything else. That was my biggest concern.
Your Honor,
No,
it's Justin.
I'm sorry.
It's
Go ahead,
Justin
Mr.
Cox.
Cox.
Did we address statements of position?
Oh, we didn't. Thank you.
I think so.
You're
Thank
right.
you, Mr. Cox.
But Richard.
I didn't. We got sidetracked, and I didn't
Yes,
finish the.
that was my
finish the last line. Yes, we had suggested, or we had agreed on July 12th for statements of position.
All right, that sounds great. We have a far off deadline, so that's more than enough time. So fabulous, July 12th. Okay, thank you, Mr. Cox, for reminding me. All right. That's all I had. Does anyone have anything else they wanted to address? All right, great. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you being here this morning. I really thank you for your cooperative spirit in getting these dates worked out. It made this whole process very efficient. And I will go ahead and get a decision out, memorializing this procedural schedule and scheduling the evidentiary hearing for a 2-day hybrid hearing on June 17th and 18th. Thank you all so much for being here. We are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.